Taryag Mitzvot. We're up to the Mitzvah number 354, and this is a positive commandment in Parashat Bechokotai, Leha'arich Batim Etzel HaKohen V'Yosif Homesh. The Pasuk says, V'ish ki yagdish et beto kodesh leHashem v'ha'ericho HaKohen. It's Perech Havzai, it's Pasuk Yodalet. We're talking about over here where a person consecrates property, a house. Obviously, he cannot consecrate it as a korban, but that's called kedushat damim. He consecrates its value, and then he'll have to pay that to the Beit HaMikdash, or he does some other type of asset that he has, and he wants to consecrate its value to the Beit HaMikdash. You have to take it to the Kohen, and the Kohen is in charge of making these assessments. But the Torah says that when you make such a donation, you must add a fifth, you must add 20% more than the value of the house. And the shortish of this mitzvah, the Chinuch writes, Latet mora shel hekdesh belev adam. You want the people to have reverence when it comes to things that are kodesh. She'afa pi shenatan lanu makom liftotam. Even though the Torah does give us flexibility to be podeh, he doesn't have to give his house to the Beit HaMikdash. Torah does allow us to transfer. However, Ratzah sheyosifu homesh bepidyonam. Torah says you're going to get a 20%, I won't call it a penalty, but a 20% additional pay. Kedeh litrachek shelo lefachet midemeh hekdesh klum. Because we want to teach the people that when you make a donation, you cannot give less. You always have to give more. And therefore, so we don't want them to under-assess the property, or just for the person to be into the understand that when you make a donation to Hekdesh, the donation has to be a full donation. Therefore, they say, you know what, just to be safe, and that's not the reason to be safe, but give an extra 20% as well. Now, some of the laws regarding this mitzvah, if a person was Magdish's house, or let's say Behemat Time'ah, or any other movable asset, we assess them for their value, whether it's a high value or whether it's a low value. The Torah says ben tov, ben ra. Now today, let's say somebody is makdish something to ben de kabayit. You shouldn't. There's no hekdesh today, and you're gonna have a problem because where are you gonna give the money? You can't give the money to the shul. Ben de kabayit means the Beit HaMikdash. So the law again is like we said yesterday. You could follow the takanav Shemuel if you did it. The takanav Shemuel is where you transfer the kedusha, let's say in this case of the house, and you put it on a coin, and you take the coin, and you go to Yam HaMelach, and you throw the coin into Yam HaMelach. From the Chinuch, it sounds like that you still have to make an assessment on the house, and then you transfer it to the coin. It's not so clear why would you have to make the assessment if you're not actually doing the equal value, but from his lashon it sounds like you make the assessment, but nonetheless you just transfer it to the coin. Now, from this pasuk, we learn one of the famous rules that the Gemara says regarding Hekdesh. Ma beto birshuto, af kol davar birshuto. Which means the only time you could make something Hekdesh is it has to be like a house. What does it mean? You own the house and it's birshutcha and it's in your possession. However, if let's say you own something but it's not in your possession, or it's in your possession, but you don't own it, then you cannot make it Hekdesh. What would be a case of something you own, but it's not in your possession? Let's say a mashkon. Let's say you gave somebody a collateral. So it's your item, you own it, but it's in the other person's possession. Or let's say something that's yours would be like somebody stole something from you. So therefore, if somebody stole something from you, it still belongs to you. The Gazlan cannot make Hekdesh because it doesn't belong to him, and the Gnav cannot make, the Gzal cannot make Hekdesh because it's not in his possession. So again, to make something Hekdesh, it has to be Birshuto, and it has to be obviously Shelo. Therefore, Gazal, V'lo nitiyashu ha'ba'alim, shenehem enam yicholim lahakdish. Ze lefi she'eno Shelo, v'ze lefi she'ena Birshuto. Of course, this is only talking about things that you could, movable items that you could steal. You can't steal karka. So even if somebody jumps onto your field, you can't steal it, and therefore it's still considered yours and it's still in your possession. Again, this law applies only in the times of Yovel. That's when we make the laws of Hekdesh. And if somebody transgresses and did not evaluate and pay the 20% according to the Torah law, or Bisman Hazeh, he did not fix the Hekdesh through what we said, the Pidyon, according to Shemuel, he has transgressed this Mitzvat Aseh. And then the Chinuch adds one more line, and he says, Ve'od yesh lo onesh, shema'al behekdesh. What does that mean, ma'al behekdesh? He now is misusing the Hekdesh. Why? He has a house. He made the house Kodesh. If he doesn't take the Kedusha off the house, by living in the house, he's benefiting from Hekdesh. And if a person benefits from Hekdesh unlawfully, he's subject to the laws of Me'ilah. So therefore he gets two things. Number one, he didn't take the Kedusha off according to the law. And number two, he's going to end up being over a more serious Isur of Me'ilah. Once again, these laws, although don't have too much application today, but we can apply it to cases where a person does make a donation to the Bet HaKnesset, and that's the miniature Bet HaMikdash that we have today, or he donates a certain item to the Bet HaKnesset. The Torah treats those type of donations very seriously because of where they are going to. They're going to Kodesh, and therefore goes without saying that one should but one should definitely respect and honor his pledges and make sure to pay them in a timely fashion.